Good evening and welcome to Williams Stadium for the District 10-6A District Track Meet. Hello everyone, my name is Steve Reeves. I'm joined by my partner Bobby George. And Bobby, tell you what, it's springtime, great weather. It's time for track and field season. We got a good one planned for you today. A bunch of good athletes here today and again, good weather here.
Perfect weather, 69 degrees. I know they've been sitting out for a couple of hours, but it's been warm enough to keep your muscles warm. They've been running around the track. It's perfect right now. It's about 11 miles an hour wind coming out of the northwest. So it should be having some good times on this race today.
Absolutely. You can see the runners already getting on the track, and we will get set here momentarily. Our first event of the day is the girls 4x100 meter relay. Boy, it's a good event to get things started, Bobby. The relays are always fun to watch, and the 4x100 is the best of the best.
Yeah, you're going to have Lakeview in lane 2, Naaman Forest in lane 3, Rowlett in lane 4, Saxe in lane 5, Garland in lane 6, and Wiley in lane 7.
So there are your lane assignments. Again, in the girls 4x100 meter relay. We are looking forward to bringing this to you today as we do every year. It's, again, a fun event, and it's awesome to watch these young student athletes run track and field. There are some great athletes out here, and we're expecting some really good tight races here today.
Yeah, it looks like Wiley has the best time coming into the district meet at 47.99, and they are in lane 7.
So we're just about set. I'll quickly give you the lane assignments one more time. Lane 2 is Lakeview. Lane 3, Naaman Forest. Lane 4, Rowlett. Lane 5, Saxe. Lane 6, Garland. And lane 7, Wiley.
Well, that all depends on that quick start and then getting that relay on that second leg, man. You really got to make that a good transition there. If you don't hit that one and you're already far behind on that third and fourth relay, it's really hard to catch up.
We got the ready signal, so you see the runners getting into the blocks. Just about set here, the girls 4x100 meter relay. And again, as Bobby stated, the fastest time in the prelims was Wiley with a time of 47.99. Just under 48. And we're off. We've got a good start here. Boy, and I tell you what, Naaman Forest has started out really well here. They're going to take the handoff first, and Naaman is in the lead right now. Wiley on the outside appears to be in second, but boy, nice fast leg here on the outside. Coming into
this transition.
Yeah, the second handoff right now. Naaman still in first. Wiley closely behind them.
Well, here it comes around this corner. Then you can see where they close the gap.
And there's the exchange. Boy,
Perfect
a little bit
exchange.
Bad exchange for Naaman Forest. They lost a couple ticks. Wiley is now taking the lead as we come down the final stretch. Boy, it's a 1-2, and boy, they crossed right at the finish. I think Wiley was able to take first and Naaman Forest second, but as all the runners cross the finish line, here are the official final results for the girls 4x100 meter relay. Our next event is the boys 4x100 meter relay, and here are your lane assignments.
Lakeview Centennial in lane 1. Lane 2, North Garland. Lane 3, Naaman Forest. Lane 4, Wiley. Lane 5, South Garland. Lane 6, Saxe. Lane 7, Rowlett. And it looks like the fastest time coming in is Lakeview Centennial in lane 1.
They ran a 41.38 in the prelims, but that's a good time there in the 4x1. Of course, you have Rowlett as well, ran a 42 flat in the prelims, and Wiley with a 42.05. So you got three teams there, within a second of each other across the finish line there in the prelims. So a pretty good contest. Again, Lakeview in lane 1, Rowlett in lane 7, and Wiley in lane 4. Those were the fastest prelims.
Well, that is super fast, 41.38. That's cooking. That's perfect exchanges all the way around the track.
Boys, 4x100 meter relay coming up. Just getting the clearing now from all the exchanges. So we should be just about ready to start. And the starter gives the ready signal. You see the boys getting into the blocks right now.
Butterflies rolling in the stomachs right now. They're getting ready.
Again, fastest time in prelims, lane 1, Lakeview.
Clean start.
Yeah, good start there. And you do see Lakeview coming out fast. And Wiley in lane 4 also running a good leg here to start. First exchange.
Good exchange all the way around, I think.
Well, you see Rowlett with a nice push here so far as well. And it's close.
Oh, yeah. Well, you see Lakeview coming around the corner. They're going to tie it up by the time this exchange comes around.
Yeah, you got Rowlett, Lakeview, and Wiley, the 3 we mentioned. Lakeview takes the lead here.
Look at the stride. My goodness, he's fast.
Lakeview's going to win it running away. It looks like Wiley in second, Rowlett in third. And as you see, the last of the runners cross the finish line. Here are the final official results for the boys 4x100 meter relay. Our next event, the girls 800 meter run. I'm going to try to list all these ladies' names, and they've got them kind of out of order, so I'm just going to list all the participants, and we'll kind of go from there. So we've got, these are the young ladies that are competing in this event. We've got Borrega from Garland, Afangada from Wiley, Sharif from Garland, Leverton from Wiley, Buckley from Wiley, Aquino from Garland, Olarunta Millihan from Saxe, Cisnero from Saxe, Rawlings from Saxe, Fuller from Rowlett, Edeler from Naaman Forest, Izibogo Okonkwo from Lakeview Centennial, Jibu from North Garland, Bromsey from Naaman Forest, Vega from South Garland, Ferreira from Lakeview Centennial, Mateo from North Garland, Alvarez from South Garland, and Paz from South Garland. The fastest preliminary time was Isabel Borrego from Garland with a time of 2 minutes, 24 seconds flat. So pretty good time there, Bobby, in the 800.
And, of course, this is 2 times around the track. This is the 800 meters.
Second place went to Naaman Forest, the champions in the Varsity Girls 4x100 meter relay.
Sim coming around the final turn here for lap 1. And you've got 2 Garland High runners running 1 and 2 right now.
Yeah, Isabel Borrego right there in the front.
Yeah, along with Marion Sharif. And then Jada Olarunta Millihan from Saxe currently in third. And there we are at the first lap. So 1 to go here in the girls' 800 meter run.
This is where it gets tough right here. You kind of go, you take off really fast, and then you're out of breath. But then if you can get all the way around this 200 meters on the second lap, then you get a little bit more breath in you again. You start to see that finish line, and then you can start picking your pace up. The problem is a lot of these girls, they'll take off too fast and they get too tired, and then they don't have any kick to the end of it, or they've waited too long to kick in and they're too far behind. It's a real delicate race then that way.
Yeah, you see Borrego from Garland way out in front, but I tell you what, the pack is closing in on the young lady currently in second, and coming around the curve, they're going to pass her up. There's your current leader, Isabel Borrego. She's in first. Coming around the final turn, we're in the stretch run.
She doesn't look like she's slowing down, but you got the pack coming in pretty quick behind them.
Don't think they're going to have enough to catch her, but boy, pretty good race here for second.
Giving it all they got.
Between Sharif, or pardon me, not Sharif, but that is Olarunta Millihan from Saxe and Buckley from Wiley. Boy, pretty good race there for second. There's your winner, number 1, Isabel Borrego, right there on your screen. And see the ladies crossing the finish line here. Pretty good race there for Borrego. There's a good look there from the finish line angle. We've got a couple more runners left. And we have come to the end of the race. Here are the final official results for the girls' 800-meter run. Our next event is the boys' 800-meter run, and we have 16 runners in this race, and we will announce their names right now.
Yeah, lane 1, Dylan Pitts from Wiley. Lane 2, Adams from South Garland. Lane 3, Andrew Drain from Rowlett. Lane 4, Aaron Wesley from Wiley. Lane 5, Joshua Shutter, Saxe. Lane 6, North Garland, Benapal. Lane 7, Alabekchu from Naaman. Lane 8, Labayadad from North Garland. Lane 9, Gerardo from Lakeview. Lane 10, Trevino from Naaman Forest. Lane 11, Christopher Goodwin from Saxe. 12, Dylan DeSosa from Garland. Lane 13, Abdelatif from Wiley. Lane 14, Oka from North Garland. Lane 15, Messaway from Naaman Forest. Lane 16, Butcher from Rowlett. 17 is Simsick from Rowlett. And of course, they've all come together into 1 or 2 lanes now. Dylan Pitts looks like he's still in the lead here. And of course, he was the favorite to win this thing with 2 minutes and 36 seconds coming into it. But it's a tight race. Looks like he just gave the lead up.
Yeah, looks like Drain just passed him up from Rowlett, who's currently in first, and then the 2 young student athletes from Wiley running second and third. Got an outside push here from Aaron Wesley from Wiley.
They are really striding it out on the backside of the track here. Can they sustain that pace all the way around?
Got about 200 meters to go. Boy, nice tight race here coming around the final turn.
It's really tough to pass on that outside lane because you're taking an extra step.
Right now you got Drain in first, but he's being pushed. Look at Naaman Forest coming up. Is Alabachu. And here it comes. It is a fight to the finish, and it looks like it will be Andrew Drain from Rowlett winning the race. Alabachu from Naaman Forest coming in second. Boy, a good race here by all of these young men.
Well, they were really pushing it. They started their kick on the other side around the 300-meter mark, and they never stopped all the way through.
And here are the final official results for the boys' 800-meter run. Our next event is the girls' 100-meter hurdles, and here are your lane assignments. In lane 1, Jordan Lockhart Reuters from North Garland. In lane 2, Taylor Washington from Wiley. Lane 3, Kennedy Brown from Naaman Forest. Lane 4, LaLayla Pleasant from Saxe. Lane 5, Tyvana Williams from North Garland. Lane 6, Camilla Brown from Rowlett. Lane 7, Madison Bryce from Wiley. And lane 8, Arissa Grace McGowan from Wiley. Fastest time in the prelims is in lane 4. That's LaLayla Pleasant from Saxe. She ran a 14.84 in the prelims.
That's cooking.
And this is the girls' 100-meter hurdles.
Looks like Wiley is in the lead for the team rankings through 9 events. They've got a score of 92 right now, and Saxe's in second with 70.
Got a good clean start. Boy, coming out real quick.
Oh, no.
It's Pleasant from Saxe. And she is going to win the race, followed by Kennedy Brown of Naaman Forest, it appears. Well, a good race there. And again, LaLayla Pleasant, the favorite, is your winner. Here are the final official results for the girls' 100-meter hurdles. Our next event is the boys' 110-meter hurdles, and here are your lane assignments. In lane 1, Juventino Herrera from South Garland. Lane 2, Michael Hero from Lakeview Centennial. Lane 3, Jerry Evans, Rowlett. Lane 4, Devasia McCartney, Naaman Forest. Lane 5, Edward White, Lakeview Centennial. Lane 6, Kenneth Mouth, North Garland. Lane 7, Jordan Flores from Naaman Forest. And in Lane 8, Aaron Henry from Wiley.
And of course, McCartney from lane 4 has the fastest time coming in. It's 14.29 and is the favorite to win this thing. Naaman Forest is winning in the team rankings at 54 points and Wiley at 51. So this really determines a lot of points here.
Yeah, that's through 8 events at this point. So again, McCartney in lane 4 from Naaman Forest ran the fastest prelim time at 14:29, but right behind him was in lane 5, Edward White from Lakeview. He ran a 14.92 in the prelim. So 4 and 5, your 2 fastest prelim times. You're just about set here. You see the boys getting in the blocks. Starter has the gun up. And we are off. A good start for the young men. Boy, a nice fast start for McCartney, and White right there along with him. White's hit a couple of hurdles and slowed him down just a bit. McCartney looks like he's going to run away with it. He does indeed. With White coming in second, Evans in third. So a good race there for the 110 hurdles. And here are your final official results for the boys' 110-meter hurdles. Our next event is the girls' 100-meter dash, and here are your lane assignments.
Victoria Robertson, lane 1 with Wiley. Naaman Forest in lane 2, Alexis Griffin. Wiley in lane 3, Trinity Washington. Lakeview Centennial, lane 4, Mariah Ayers. Lane 5, Rowlett, Brianna Bell. Lane 6, Rowlett, Rachel Marsh. Lane 7, Naaman Forest, Tanika Ballard. Lane 8, Wiley with Victoria Omah. And you need to be looking at lane 4 and lane 5. Those are the 2 fastest, with 11.7 with Lakeview and Rowlett with 11.91. Brianna Bell coming in.
Again, this is the girls' 100-meter dash. Great times in the prelims by both Ayers and Bell, as you mentioned, Bobby, 11.72 and 11.91. That is really fast in the 100.
Wiley's winning the girls' team rankings with 99 points. Saxe with 80.
We have a good start. Boy, and you see Ayers from Lakeview just pull away. And she is going to win this race, followed by Brianna Bell. Boy, a nice start for Mariah Ayers, and she is able to hold off Bell from Rowlett. And here are the final official results for the girls' 100-meter dash. Our next event is the boys' 100-meter dash. Here are your lane assignments.
Antonio Hole, lane 1 for Rowlett. Cameron Quinn, lane 2 for Saxe. Jamarcus Caldwell, lane 3 for Lakeview Centennial. Elijah Wilson, Lakeview Centennial, with the fastest 10.60 prelim time. Cameron Wheaton from Lakeview Centennial. Daniel Omaha from Wiley. Caleb Brodno for Saxe. And in lane 8, Chris Collins for Wiley. You see all 3 of those, 3, 4, and 5, all from Lakeview Centennial there, and their times are really close, 10.6, 10.62, and 10.68.
Yeah, that was what I was just about to say, but I tell you what, keep an eye out for Oma from Wiley in lane 6 and Cameron Quinn from Saxe in lane 2, as they are just right on the heels of the 3 student athletes from Lakeview. So it'll be a tight race. And here we go. Well, right now, Wheaton appears to be in first, and I think he may have pulled that one out. It's going to be a photo finish between he and Elijah Wilson.
Maybe Cameron Quinn.
Yeah, Cameron Quinn was up there as well, and boy, a nice race.
Yeah, it depends on who leaned forward, I think.
So there's your look at the what we believe is the winner, but here are the final official results for the boys' 100-meter dash.
Girls 4x200-meter relay is up next. And here are your lane assignments.
Lane 2, Garland High School. Lane 3, South Garland High School. Lane 4, Saxe High School. Lane 5, Naaman Forest High School. Lane 6, Lakeview Centennial High School. And in Lane 7, Wiley High School. Fastest time in the prelims, you had a tie here, virtual tie between Lane 5, Naaman Forest, Lane 6, Lakeview Centennial. Both ran a 1:44.
All of them are really kind of close. I mean, you just miss a little bit of a relay here and there, and you're right on each other. I mean, they're all 145, 144, 146. Really close numbers here.
And there is the gun, and we are off and running.
In lane 2, South Garland, lane 3, Saxe High School in lane 4.
Pretty good start for the young ladies. Lakeview making up some pretty good ground here.
Oh, yeah, look at the stride. She is really catching on.
Our first 200 meters almost complete here as they come in for the first exchange. Lakeview appears to be in the lead right now.
Yeah, took the lead.
Well, a bad exchange right there by Naaman Forest, and it allows Saxe to run into second place here. Boy, Lakeview.
She's got the
pretty
stride
big
too.
lead.
Yes. Wiley making some ground up there.
Yeah, here comes the second exchange right here. Lakeview looks to still be in the lead, but boy, I tell you what, the gap closed in her. Boy,
Wiley
bad.
just messed up bad right there.
Yeah, real bad exchange from Wiley, but it allows Saxe and Naaman Forest to get right back in this, and they are pushing Lakeview at this point.
Oh, wow. Naaman's making ground up. I mean, I think she's going to take the lead here.
And here we are coming in for our last 200. Boy, and it looks even right here on the exchange.
Oh, they're just battling for, I mean, they're really pretty close now.
Yes, they are.
Let's see who's got the most, wants it the most, get around that corner the fastest.
So here we go. Right now, Lakeview in the lead, but they are pushing. Naaman Forest has regained the lead. And Naaman Forest is going to win this thing, followed by Saxe and Lakeview. Boy, good race there, Bobby, and a couple of bad exchanges costed a couple of the teams. See South Garland here finishing just now.
Saxe's happy to have that one in second place, though, to take that silver, because they were way back behind, and that last leg just caught them up.
So here are the final official results for the girls 4x200 meter relay. Our next event, the boys 4x200 meter relay. Here are your lane assignments.
Wiley in lane 1, Saxe in lane 2, Rowlett lane 3, South Garland lane 4 with the best time of 1 minute 25 seconds. North Garland lane 5, Lakeview lane 6, Naaman Forest lane 7. All of them are pretty close. South Garland with 125, and then Rowlett with 128, and North Garland with 131. That's lane 3, 4, and 5. Always an exciting race here.
And boys 4x2. As we get set for the race, just a reminder that the top 4 winners in each event, will advance to the area round, being held here at Williams Stadium next week. So the top 4 in each race advance to the area round. I think we're just about ready. The boys are in the blocks. And we have another good start.
In Wiley High School running in lane 1, Saxey in lane 2, Rowlett in lane 3, South Garland lane 2.
Well, good start here by Lakeview Centennial.
Yeah, they're really making a lot of ground up right here.
Because South Garland had the fastest prelim time, and he looks to be in pretty good shape right here on the first exchange.
They're going to have to make some ground up at South Garland because they really didn't have a real good, fast first leg.
Boy, Lakeview right now looking pretty good. Naaman Forest had a hard time there on the first exchange. Boy, Lakeview right now pulling away from everybody.
They just have to maintain now. Oh, Naaman had a bad exchange as well.
Another second bad exchange. Rowlett's in second right now, but they're making up some ground here on Lakeview. Well, here we come to our final exchange here on the boys 4x2. Oh, and Rowlett, made a mistake there as well. See if they can close the gap. Boy, Wiley is coming up as well.
Well, Lakeview had probably a 20-yard head start right there, and they have really lost the gap here.
Yeah, Wiley's coming on strong here, but Lakeview's going to be able to hold them off. Lakeview's going to win the 4x2, followed by Wiley and Rowlett. All right, here comes the final runners across the finish line. A good 4x2 race there. There's the look at the final leg winner there for Lakeview Centennial. And here are the final official results for the boys 4x200 meter relay. Our next event, the girls 400 meter dash. Here are your lane assignments. In lane 1, Renita Edelaire from Naaman Forest. In lane 2, Zakaria Fuller from Rowlett. Lane 3, Allison Smith, Rowlett. Lane 4, Savannah Redmond from Wiley. In lane 5, Jada Olarunta-Millihan from Saxey. In lane 6, Summer Smith from Lakeview Centennial. Lane 7, Jess Nwaka from North Garland. And in lane 8, Mitzi Harrison from Saxey. Fastest prelim time was held by Savannah Redmond in lane 4 from Wiley. She ran a 1 minute, 1 second, 1.06. So 1:01:06 for Savannah Redmond in lane 4 from Wiley.
Team rankings, Wiley is in the lead, 109 right now to Saxey's 96. Naaman's got 69. Lakeview Centennial's got 62. Garland with 51. Rowlett with 20. North Garland 19 and South Garland 8. So that's your team rankings. Wiley really running away with it, 109, and then Saxey with 96 points.
We're just about set here for the girls 400 meter dash. Starter's hand is up, so the girls getting in their starting position. In lanes 4 and 5, Redmond from Wiley, Olarunta-Millihan from Saxey in lane 5. Those are the two to watch here in this girls 400 meter dash.
This is a race of speed and endurance. I mean, this is a tough race to go all the way around the track, knowing when to kick in with that extra boost, knowing when to save your energy. Not get too far behind, but then you don't want to be out too far ahead of everybody as well. They do have about 11 mile an hour wind going from left to right against them right there on the track. So they'll be heading into the wind on this 200 meters here.
And here come the young ladies here around the final turn and into the stretch. Right now you see Savannah Redmond from Wiley in the lead. Well, she got a pretty big lead right now. Can she hold off her two closest competitors, which is Olarunta-Millihan from Saxey and Smith from Rowlett?
It looks like she's got the pace.
Yep, she is going to take this race, and then it's a fight for second here. And it looks like Olarunta-Millihan from Saxey did hold off Allison Smith from Rowlett for second, but here's the hug from the two young ladies, and here are the final official results for the girls 400 meter dash. Our next event, the boys 400-meter dash. Here are your lane assignments. Lane 1, Hannah Solomon from Lakeview Centennial. Lane 2, Evan Becker from Wiley. Lane 3, Andrew Drain from Rowlett. Lane 4, Swade Gibson from Naaman Forest. Lane 5, Jared Wesley from Rowlett. In Lane 6, Tariq Landingham from Saxe. Lane 7, Tariq Labayad from North Garland. And in Lane 8, Gavin Harris from Lakeview Centennial.
So you have 2 racers from Lakeview Centennial, and they are in second place on the team standings with 91 points. Wiley with 92. Wiley only has 1 person in this race, so really Lakeview, if they can place somewhere, either one of those guys could take the lead in the team standings here, separated by 1 point.
Fastest prelim times, Gibson for Naaman Forest in lane 4 with a 50.74. And Wesley in lane 5 from Rowlett with a 50.82, 8/100th of a second separate those 2 runners in the prelims. And we are off. Another clean start here. Boy, pretty good run here for Jared Wesley. Let's see if he can maintain where he is.
Well, he's really cruising right now. He's got a nice stride. Again, now you're going to run into that 11-mile-an-hour wind on this 200 meters here, but he does take the lead.
Now that is Wesley in the lead, and again, he had the second fastest prelim time, but he's out to a big lead here. Swade Gibson of Naaman Forest in second, trying to close the gap, but I tell you what, it looks to me like Wesley's going to win this running away.
Yeah, he's got a lot of energy left in him.
Boy, Wesley crosses the finish line, followed by Swade Gibson and then Andrew Drain from Rowlett. So there's your 1, 2, and 3. A good race there, but not quite as tight as we thought. Here are the final official results for the boys' 400-meter dash. Our next event, the girls' 300-meter hurdles. Here are your lane assignments.
Jordan Lockhart Reuters, North Garland. Naaman Forest in lane 2, Delisha Jackson. Wiley in lane 3, Taylor Washington. Rowlett lane 4, Camila Brown. Saxe in lane 5, LaLayla Pleasant. Naaman Forest in lane 6, Kennedy Brown. Wiley in lane 7, Madison Bryce. Garland in lane 8, Miriam Cabela. Fastest time looks like it's in lane 4, Rowlett, Camilla Brown with a 45.82 second. This is a 300-meter hurdles.
We're talking about the 400 earlier, Bobby. The 400 run, it's really a race of not only speed but also stamina because of the distance. This is a tough race as well. This is the 300-meter hurdles, and it's a long distance, and then of course you have all the hurdles in between as well. So a good race here, but certainly a tough one. We are off here for the girls' 300-meter hurdles. Approaching the first set of hurdles, and boy, it looks to be a pretty good race here so far.
It's hard to time your jumps here because you either have to slow down and stutter step or you have a good timing and you actually clear it really fast. But if you have to slow down to run and then jump over a hurdle, other people will catch you. So It's a very timing, endurance, and speed race.
Well, Brown from Rowlett really asserted herself here. She has the big lead. And she is going to run away with this one, it appears, and clears the final hurdle. She will cross first, followed by Kennedy Brown from Naaman Forest in second place. A good race there, the girls' 300-meter hurdles. And here are your final official results. Our next event, the boys' 300-meter hurdles. Here are your lane assignments. In lane 1, Tyree Clark from North Garland. Lane 2, Jordan Flores, Naaman Forest. Lane 3, Edward White, Lakeview Centennial. Lane 4, Jerry Evans, Rowlett. Lane 5, Devasia McCartney, Naaman Forest. Lane 6, Michael Hero, Lakeview Centennial. Lane 7, Michael Carroll from Saxe. And in Lane 8, Jeremiah Evans from Rowlett. Fastest prelim time was held by Jerry Evans in Lane 4 from Rowlett. He ran a 40.53. In Lane 5, Devasia McCartney from Naaman Forest ran a 40.9. So 0.4 of a second.
Yeah, it's 300 meters around. And then you got to jump these hurdles, so it's a lot of endurance, it's timing, speed, agility. It's all of them on this race here.
Starter's arm in the air. We are just about set. And a good start here for the boys' 300-meter hurdles. McCartney and Evans look to be neck and neck right now. You've got Michael Hero from Lakeview also running well. Edward White from Lakeview also right there. He's in third right now.
Yeah, they didn't have to break stride over any of these hurdles so far.
Well, here you go. Look at this tight race between Evans and McCartney. McCartney takes the lead. Coming to that final hurdle. And McCartney's going to hold off and win this. Evans coming in second. And you've got Edward White from Lakeview in third. A good race. Look at McCartney there, and here are the final results for the boys' 300-meter hurdles. Our next event is the girls' 200-meter dash. Here are your lane assignments.
Lane 1 with Wiley, Savannah Redmond. Lane 2, Naaman Forest, Naya Morgan. Wiley in Lane 3, Trinity Washington. Lane 4, Rowlett, Brianna Bell. Lane 5, Lakeview Centennial, Mariah Ayers. Lane 6, Rowlett, Rachel Marsh. Lane 7, Lakeview Centennial, Malaya Holland. Lane 8, Saxe, Kennedale McCoy. Now the fastest time here has been with Rowlett, Brianna Bell, in Lane 4 with 24.46.
Again, this is the girls' 200-meter dash.
One of your favorite events here, Steve, right?
This is my favorite event.
It's not too short, not too long, just a fast run.
Girls getting ready here. They are in the blocks.
This is, I'll race you to the barn and back.
Exactly.
200 meters.
That's exactly right. And another good start, boy. Good jump there for Mariah Ayers for Lakeview. And as they come around the corner, Ayers looking good here. She's out in front. Let's see if Brianna Bell can make up the distance.
Well, they are cooking.
Yeah, Ayers is going to take this race, it looks like. And Bell is going to come in second. You could just see it from the start. Ayers had a great start out of the block, and she was able to hold on that for the win. So look at Ayers right there. Here are the final results for the girls' 200-meter dash. Our next event, the boys' 200-meter dash. Here are your lane assignments.
Wiley, Perry Williams. In Lane 1, Rowlett, Jared Wesley. Lane 3, Lakeview Centennial, Zakemian West. Lane 4, Lakeview Centennial, Kamar Wheaton. Lane 5, Lakeview Centennial, Jamarcus Caldwell. Lane 6, Saxe, Cameron Quinn. Lane 7 with Wiley, Daniel Oma. Lane 8, Wiley, Cajun Cole. Again, you got 3, 4, and 5, all Lakeview Centennial with the 3 fastest time. 21.8 is Kamar Wheaton in Lane 4. And Lakeview Centennial is in the lead right now, team stats, at 100 points. So this could really boost them if all three of these guys can place.
Yeah, Wheaton came out strong on the start here, and he appears to be in the lead here as we come around the curve. He is running with his teammate, Zacamian West, but he is pushing ahead here at the finish. And it does look like you've got Kamar Wheaton followed by Zacamian West.
Well, that's going to boost their tally right there.
The hugs from the teammates there. Wheaton looks like he's going to pull it out. And here are the final official results for the boys' 200-meter dash. Our next event, the girls' 1,600-meter run. And here are the young ladies participating in this event. We've got Isabel Borrega from Garland, Caitlin Buckley from Wiley, Aubrey Leverton from Wiley, Isabel Hernandez from Lakeview Centennial, Gracia Leonard from Saxe, Ella Phillips from Wiley, Abby Cisnero from Saxe, Genesis Paz from South Garland, Joyusi Jibu from North Garland, Alexis Kino from Garland, Courtney Rawlings from Saxe, Karina Baca from South Garland, Paola Vega from South Garland, and Araceli Castro from Garland. Again, this is the girls' 1,600-meter run.
That's 4 times around the track. It's a 1-mile race. Of course, they can all just collapse into the first lane right at the bat.
Fastest time in this race has been Isabel Borrega from Garland. She ran a 5-minute, 26-second mile.
I believe she's the one that won the 800-meter earlier as well.
Yeah, you are correct. She has been running for Garland here. This is her 4th year, of course. She is a senior, and she has been competing in this race for 4 years now.
Of course, a lot of these girls haven't been out running for probably an hour or two. I mean, the sun is going down. It's in the low 60s now. And a lot of these athletes have only run this one race, and so their legs get kind of tight. They finally come out of the, I guess, the Garland High School gymnasium over there, or wherever they sit and warm up. But they've been inside, it seems like. They came out right before the race and lined up and took off running.
Isabel Borrega, as they approach the first lap, is in first place as we speak.
At about 1 minute and 17 seconds as she crossed the line there for her first 400-meter.
Yeah, following close behind her is Caitlin Buckley from Wiley. So again, we are just entering the second lap. We've got 2 more to go after this. It's been a great track meet so far, and we're down to our final 2 events. Of course, we have the 1,600-meter run, or the mile run, for both the girls and the boys, and then, of course, the mile relay, or the 4x400, coming up. So we're just about to the close of the race here, and you can see the top 2 runners that are pulling a little bit further away from the rest of the pack, and that, of course, is Borrega from Garland and Buckley from Wiley.
Yeah, that's what happens around this point in the race. You start seeing some people fall off towards the end. There's usually a pack in the very middle, and then you've got the leaders out in front. And right now, they are really separating themselves here. Fixing to finish up on their second lap.
Yep, second lap about done. And while we're watching them, let's mention, I know Bobby's been updating us throughout the meet, but right now the girls' team standings, this is through 15 events up to this point. Right now in first place, Wiley with 125 points. Saxe currently in second with 108. Namath Forest has 83. Lakeview Centennial in fourth with 78. Rowlett with 54 points in fifth place. Garland with 51 in sixth. North Garland has 20 points to place them in seventh, and South Garland with 8 to place him in the 8th spot. So there you are, Borrega starting to pull or put a little bit of distance between herself and Buckley, but there is a huge gap between those two and the rest of the pack.
Yeah, Buckley was starting to breathe down her neck a little bit, and I think she looks back and sees her and says, oh, hey, I got to pick up the pace a little bit. But she's right where you need to be. If you can stay within, a second of the first place runner, then you can kind of time yourself and see if she's tiring out, and then you can take off running. You've got a little advantage there.
Coming around the curve, and it looks like Buckley's catching up. So she is, as you said, Bobby, she is keeping pace with Borrega, not letting her get too far out in front of her, and they're coming close to the 1-lap mark.
Well, about right now, you're just feeling pretty exhausted. Got to really start pushing yourself now.
1 lap to go for those two, and again, just a sizable lead for those two. You can see it right there in the from the camera view there that the rest of the pack far behind these top 2 leaders.
Well, this is right here is where you got to start thinking about picking up the pace. 300 meters away. Who's got the stamina?
As Borrega still in front right now, Buckley following close behind. And she appears to be inching up ever so close. Closing the gap here as they come around this turn. Well, this is going to be an interesting finish here, Bobby.
Her fastest time is 5:26. Borrega, I think she's probably going to beat it. She's at about 5 minutes, 14 seconds right now, and she is kicking it in. You can tell she's on a dead sprint now.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to finish 1 and 2. Borrega did put a little bit of distance between herself and Buckley, but they easily finished 1st and 2nd. When Borrega unofficially finishes with a 5:28. And that is unofficial. Here comes the rest of your leaders. There's the 3rd place finisher coming right here from Wiley. That is Ella Phillips.
You get 2 people from Wiley coming in 2nd and 3rd. That's going to put a big distance in the team standings. Right now, they were already up 125 to 108, and you add 2 more 2nd and 3rd place finishes there, and you're going to have a lot of points.
That was Courtney Rawlings for Saxe coming in 4th. There's your winner right there, Isabel Borrega. She looks like she could go another mile, Bobby.
She's done an outstanding job. Took 1st in the 800, now 1st in the mile.
Final runner here approaching the finish line, and it's been a good race. And again, look at your winner right there. Here are the final official results for the girls' 1,600-meter run. Our next event, the boys' 1,600-meter run. Here are the runners in this race.
Luke Lambert for Wiley, Samuel Abdulatif from Wiley, Dylan Pitts from Wiley, Jacob Torgerson from Rowlett, Obed Trevino from Naaman Forest, Daniel Browns from South Garland, Alabechu from Naaman Forest, Herrera from South Garland, Jeremiah Evans from Rowlett, Joshua Shutter from Saxe, Sharik Banapal, North Garland, Terrell Robinson from North Garland, Christopher Goodwin from Saxe, Alexis Elizondo from North, Stephen Simmons from Rowlett, and David Fuente from Naaman Forest. The best time here is Luke Lambert, which was in lane 1, the very first runner, at 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
And he's come out to the quick lead here, has Lambert. Again, 4 times around here for the boys on the 1,600-meter run or the mile run. Bobby, I think you could probably give us some tips in this race. I think you were a mile runner, were you not?
Yeah, and by the time I got around to the third lap, I tried to duck behind, the pole vault pads over there. I tried to duck behind there and hide so nobody could see me quit.
It's a tough race. You have to have a lot of stamina, obviously, but you're a pretty good mile runner back in your day.
It's a strategic race because you don't want to get boxed in, and everybody's cluttered up together. You have to be careful because you'll get spiked by other people's cleats because you're running together. You don't want to get set on the outside lanes on a pass, when you're trying to pass, because you have to take extra steps. It's a pretty difficult race. It's real strategic in running it because you got to know when you need to kick it in and take off running and start to but you don't want to do it too early because then you run out of gas. And so you don't want to. You want to keep your own pace versus running with the guys next to you and keeping their pace because it's not what you trained to do, and then you run out of gas too early. So it's a real strategic race, and you got to be fast and you got to have the long strides. And those guys that are tall, 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3", they got a big advantage over guys that are sprinting with shorter legs. So when you run in the 420s, man, you are really taking it to the next level.
About to reach the halfway mark here, and right now your leader is the young man who ran the fastest prelim, Luke Lambert, and he is going to cross here first, followed by number 5, Naaman Forrest, Obed Trevino. In a pretty close pack right here, Bobby.
Yeah, Trevino's best time is a 4:40, and he's pretty much on pace to hit that. So if he can stay right there, he has a shot at beating Luke. Luke doesn't know anybody's behind him. All he can do is hear it. So he doesn't have any way to pace himself against somebody else. And you can see the Wiley guy, or is it named Trevino? He can feel him. He can see in front of him, so he knows when he needs to pick it up and not let him get too far ahead of him.
Third place, Naaman Forrest with 83 points. Currently in the second place position.
You get tired and you'll step off the track right there and twist your ankle. I'm telling you, that's dangerous going around that corner because you want to hug it so tight.
Lambert trying to put a little bit of distance between himself and second as we approach the final lap.
Yeah, Lambert's really starting to stride now. You can see it. Final lap, right? They were right at 3:25 when they crossed it.
This is the third and final call for the girls 4x400-meter relay team.
Boy, Lambert starting to stretch out the lead now, and Trevino starting to fall back a little bit, fall off the pace.
Yeah, he's running out of gas. I mean, he's been trying to keep up with him the whole race. See if he has anything left. Looks like some of the guys that were sitting in third and fourth are really starting to push this last backside of the 100. Had a lot of energy left in them.
We saw Lambert kind of take a quick glance over his left shoulder to see where the rest of the runners are, and he's got a big lead here. He's going to hold off and win this, barring something crazy.
Yeah, you see the second, third placer having to pass out on the outside lane. That really runs you out of gas.
Yeah, Trevino is now into fourth, and here we go.
Look at this right here.
The race for second, but a young man from Wiley.
Wow, he picked it up.
That's
Dylan. Look at here.
Dylan Pitts from Wiley, but here comes Trevino. Trevino's like, I'm going to pass you up, and he comes in second.
He worked too hard to give it up there.
Boy, great race there, and Lambert, of course, came in first. There's a look at him. And Trevino, a nice racer. He was in second most of the race, Bobby, and then kind of fell into fourth, but then turned it on right there.
He had a little bit left in the gas tank right there in the last 30 meters.
That's, about the last 30, 40 meters exactly. So good race here, and here are the final official results for the boys' 1,600-meter run. Our next event this evening is the girls 4x400-meter relay, and here are your lane assignments. In lane 1, Wiley. In lane 2, Saxe. In lane 3, Lakeview Centennial. Lane 4, North Garland. Lane 5, Rowlett. Lane 6, Naaman Forest. And in lane 7, Garland. Fastest prelim time, lane 3, Lakeview Centennial. They ran a 4-minute 4x4. This is our last event of the evening for the ladies. Girls 4x400. As we mentioned in the team standings right now, Wiley has an insurmountable lead. They've got 141 to Saxe's 113. Saxe in second currently, and Naaman Forest in third with 83 points.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just the way it's going to stay too, because the lead is too much between third and second, Naaman and Saxe. I mean, the lead is too big, and then between Saxe and Wiley, that's too big as well. 141 to 113, then Naaman Forest at 83. Now you could switch places with Lakeview Centennial and Naaman for third place. You get that, and Lakeview's got a fast time right there in third lane. So really, they could jump Naaman Forest if they win this race.
We are just about ready to start here. And we are underway. The girls 4x400 meter relay, or the mile relay.
Lakeview Centennial in lane 3. North Garland in 4. Garland High School in lane 5.
Well, a good start by Naaman Forest.
High School in lane 7.
It's a long race, though. You got to maintain that. Well, that's a good little pace they've got. Looks like Lakeview's coming around the corner pretty quick, though.
Yep, Lakeview has made up quite a bit of ground here. And it appears Naaman with the early lead, but
once they come around this corner, it's going to be pretty close.
what a nice
wow
first leg here by Rowlett as they get into the lead here as we get ready for the first exchange.
Wow, she ran a 57.
Well, Rowlett going out to the huge lead here.
Were the final results in the boys' 1,600-meter run. Sixth place was Alan Herrera from South Garland. Fifth place, Jacob Torgerson from Rowlett.
Now you can see the
Place, moving on to the
girls converge to the center of the track. Rowlett right now in the lead, but boy, look behind her.
Wiley. Second place,
I believe that's Naaman Forest. And Lakeview currently in third.
Time of 4 minutes, 35.37 seconds. Luke Lambert from Wiley High School.
Come around the curve here. We're getting ready for the second exchange. Rowlett still with the lead. You've got Naaman Forest in second, Lakeview in third. A little distance between the top three and the rest of the pack.
But there's a big push right here in fourth place. Good race going on here.
Yeah, Lakeview just took the lead over Naaman Forest for second, so Lakeview now currently in second. Here comes the rest of the pack. Boy, Rowlett has extended their lead, though, and looking really good at this point.
She's got a stride out there. That's what you got to do. You really got to try to glide, stay on those toes, and push off really nice with the calf muscles.
You got Wiley coming up now. They have passed up Naaman Forest for third, and they are pushing Lakeview for second right now. Well, a good third leg here for Wiley, if she can maintain it.
And I see smoke coming out of those shoes. I think she's just waiting on an opportunity to pass, and she's going to take them right here on the edge if she's got a gas left.
Yep. Rowlett still firmly in the lead.
And Lakeview staying in it.
Yeah, Lakeview currently in second, Wiley in third. As we come to the final exchange, Rowlett, boy, they look to be in good shape right here. The real race appears is going to be for second.
Wow, she is really fast coming up on second place. You've got to maintain that all the way around the track, though. Can't be just the 200.
Yeah, Lakeview able to extend that lead over Wiley for third, and as you said, made up a lot of ground on Rowlett, so it's going to be an interesting final 100 meters.
Oh, man.
Oh, Lakeview's coming up.
There. Look at that stride.
Boy, she made up a lot of ground, Bobby, to take over first right here.
On the second lap. I mean, she came up with 25 yards behind her and is going to beat her by 15.
Yes, she is. Lakeview's going to win this race, followed by Rowlett in second. And Wiley will pass in third. Boy, a nice race there and a good come-from-behind win for Lakeview. And the final girls cross the finish line. Here are the final official results for the girls 4x400 meter relay.
Boys 4x400 meter relay is next. In lane 2, Naaman Forest. Lane 3 is Wiley. Then Saxe. Number 5 is Lakeview Centennial. North Garland, and then Rowlett. And the best time here is 3 minutes, 27 seconds by Saxe. Well, actually, Naaman Forest has 3:24, so very close. You know, but any team could win here. Everybody is within 4 or 5 seconds of each other. But we're looking at round 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Should be a good time for the winner here.
Yeah, it's real hard to tell anything on the prelims on the relay races because everybody's going to make it as long as you finish. And so a lot of times what you'll see is in the prelims, these teams, they'll just, they'll run and just kind of work some things out, work pacing out and so forth. So sometimes the times can be deceiving. So you're right, Bobby. Any one of these squads can win this race. This is our final event of the evening, the boys 4x400 meter run, or pardon me, meter relay. Or the mile relay. We are off.
Once again, Naaman Forest in lane 2.
Lakeview, Rowlett both off to a good start.
Lane 4. Lakeview Centennial in lane 5. North Garland High School lane 6. And Rowlett in lane 7.
Well, it's good pace. All teams are right together when they come around this corner, but it does look like Naaman Forest has a good lead here.
That's Rowlett's got the big lead right here, Bobby.
Rowlett. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Rowlett started out well, and they've held off the rest. Now, Naaman Forest making a push here. They are currently in second. You've got Saxe and Lakeview kind of neck and neck right now, but the first exchange, Naaman and Rowlett right at the same time.
It looks like Naaman just really caught up with him here. At this point, they should be able to all converge into one lane.
Yep, Lakeview coming up here, making a big push. They're into third now. Rowlett right now with the lead. Naaman Forest in second, Lakeview in third.
That's a nice, strong run by Rowlett. I mean, he is really striding along here. We were thinking right at the handoff, Naaman Forest had him, but boy, that's a good second leg race right there.
Yes, it was. Rowlett extends their lead, and Naaman still comfortably in second. Lakeview in third right now. Saxe in fourth. North Garland in fifth. Wiley in sixth here with so the third leg, of course, of this race. We've got one more to go.
Boy, Naaman's really pushing on him. All three legs of all these individuals have been really strong so far.
See if Naaman Forest can make a little push here. Is the gap closing just a bit here, Bobby?
Yeah, but look at that 100 meter right there. He's kicking it for Rowlett. That last 100 meters, man, he turned it on.
And
can you hold on to it?
Yep, here we go. Boy, Naaman Forest is about to pass up Rowlett for the lead.
The whole time. This is what happened in the girls' run, too.
Oh, a little bit of...
That's where it is. They get spiked right there. It'll tear you up.
Yeah, entanglement right there. And, boy, neck and neck between Naaman Forest and Rowlett right now. Naaman with the lead. Can they hold it? So we come around the final turn.
That's what happened on the girls, that last leg. Had a big change in distance. Look at this kick right here. Oh, my goodness. Where did that come from?
Rowlett is going to take first place.
Boy, you do that in style right there.
Followed by Naaman Forrest. And as the final runners come across the finish line, here are the final official results of the boys 4x400 meter relay. We are back, and boy, the final results are in. Bobby, it's been a great track meet tonight. District 10-6A, the district track meet, of course, as we mentioned, the top 4 qualifiers in each event go to the area round. But now let's go ahead and just give them quickly the team totals here for tonight. So let's start with the boys here, and let's go backwards. So 7th place tonight was South Garland with 22 total points. 6th place, North Garland with 46. 5th place, Saxe with 86. 4th place, Rowlett with 108. 3rd place, Naaman Forrest with 114 points. 2nd place was Wiley with 116. And your champions for the boys division, District 10-6A, Lakeview Centennial with 128 total points. So congratulations to the Patriots of Lakeview Centennial, the winner of the boys District 10-6A track meet. And here are the results of the girls.
Yeah, the women's did great as well. We'll start backwards the same way. South Garland with 8 points, North Garland with 22, Garland High School 61, Rowlett with 70 points, Naaman Forrest with 91 points, Lakeview Centennial 98, Saxe 117, and that leaves us with Wiley as the champions of 153 points of District 10-6A varsity girls here at Williams Stadium.
So congratulations to the Lady Pirates of Wiley and the Patriots of Lakeview Centennial on the boys' side, the winners of District 10-6A. Along with Bobby George, again, I'm Steve Reeves. We've enjoyed bringing the track meet to you tonight. Good night, and we'll see you next time on GRS TV.